that your alignments determine your assignments. And another way of saying that is the who that you do life with ultimately will determine the what that you do in life. And you talked about your dad giving you a model, right? Well, I feel like Jesus gave us a model. God gave us a model. And what's that model of mentorship, right? Well, I believe that every man should have 3 specific men in their life. And you kept saying, like, who's your Keith Craft? Well, biblically, the spiritual father is Apostle Paul, right? So specifically, who's your Paul? Who's your spiritual example? Who's the anvil, right? The anvil is something that you can take. We've heard iron sharpens iron, right? Well, how are you going to sharpen iron unless you have an anvil, right? So the Paul in your life isn't perfect, but he is fully submitted to God, and he has design to every single area. And the thing about an anvil is once it becomes malformed, it can't be fixed. It's got to be thrown away. So if I'm mentoring 12 men like you're mentoring, and I get caught in a hotel with hookers and cocaine, guess what? I'm a malformed anvil. I'm disqualified from leading those men anymore. And so that's why being a Paul is a higher standard than just being a Christian, right? Like for me, I'm a Paul to a lot of people. And for that reason, I don't drink alcohol. That's like a small standard, one of many small standards that's a leadership standard for me. It's not like a heaven or hell thing. It's an excellence thing. So those 4 men are, you've got your Paul, right? And then you've got your Barnabas, and your Barnabas is your encourager. He's also the guy that's going to cover you, right? He's not going to judge. He's not going to look at your weaknesses through the lens of his strength, right? I've got a few homies that are my Barnabas, right? If you got more than one Barnabas, that's Barnabai. So I've got a pod of Barnabai, right? But in order for you to be a Barnabas in your life, I have to trust you. I have to have like mental and emotional intimacy with you, because I will reveal unpolished parts of my life, right? And I feel like that's a gift to them because I have mastery and greatness in so many different areas. And it's so easy for people to look at the greatness of other people and just assume that the other areas of their life are going to have that same level of mastery. And I'll just tell y'all right now, my life doesn't look like, all of my life doesn't look like my body. All of my life doesn't look like my bank account. Like there's areas of my life, I'm not a rookie anymore, but there's areas of my life where I might be in like the 2nd or 3rd year in the NFL. And then there's areas of my life where I'm a freaking Hall of Famer, right? But the important part is that I'm not a rookie anywhere. I'm scoring points in all of the areas. And I'll kind of close the loop on the decathlon thing, because I was a decathlete in college. I was an All-American. I still got the school record. And you ask yourself, okay, cool, well, what's the tip, Steve? Like, how can I become a world champion version of myself? Man, right? Well, the reason I was great, Jason, wasn't because I finished first in all of the events. As a matter of fact, I'd do a decathlete against 15 other guys, and we'd do 10 events, and I wouldn't win any of them. But I'd get like 3rd or 4th place in every single event. I wouldn't take 11th, 12th, or 13th in any of the events. And at the end by the time you got to the 1500, which is the mile, which is like not something I'm trying to do, I'm already crushing people by so many points where I can jog like a 5:30 mile instead of trying to run a 4:30 like these guys, because I'm smoking them so bad, right? So what does it look like for you to score points, not to be the best in the world, because that's what everybody wants to do. But in order for you to be a world champion, man, in order for you to go pro, you just have to keep scoring points consistently in all of the events. Don't let a day go by that you don't score points in your marriage. Don't let a day go by that you don't score points in your physical fitness. Don't let a day go by that you don't follow your financial philosophy, because it's the days that we take off that ruin everything. So let's just score points in all the areas that matter most, and let's do it every single day.